Hello! Happy New Year! This is my first cooking video for 2022 and we are making butternut squash cups. If you don't know what that is, stick around and let's get into it. So here I have a butternut squash. I just washed it properly and I dried it off. And I'm in the process of cutting it open. This is my second time making this, and the first time I made it, it was so delicious. So I'm like, why not make this again? Oh my god. So here I am struggling to cut this butternut squash open and not cut my hands. But we gonna get into it and we gonna cut it open and we gonna figure it out. Okay, so finally got into it and we're cutting it open. Once I cut it open, I am gonna get a spoon and clean out all the seeds. So here I've already cleaned out all the seeds and I'm drizzling some olive oil and I'm rubbing that on both sides of each half of the squash. Then I am gonna spread it with some brown sugar, some onion powder, and garlic powder that I mix also with some olive oil. So that will keep our squash as it roasts in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour at 375 degrees. That will keep it moist and that will give it some extra flavor for our dish. So I've put my squash into the oven and that is 375 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour. Let's get started on our filling. So the first time I made this, I used chicken breast, shrimp, and smoked turkey sausage. This time around I am using smoked turkey sausage and I have about 4 thigh here, boneless thigh that I've chopped into small pieces, and I'm just gonna let this saute and cook out in some coconut oil. Once the chicken is almost done, I'm gonna add in the sausage so that can cook as well and infuse some of that flavor. So this dish I'm making, it's in a series that I did. If you follow me on Instagram, it is in my Valentine's Day series where I did breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this dish is the dinner option. That sauce that you see right there, that is the remaining sauce that was drizzled over my chicken and waffles. I'm definitely going to toss that into that dish for more added flavor. I will add some snippets of my Valentine's Day breakfast and lunch also in this video because I didn't do a full video for those, but stick around and see the stuff that I made for Valentine's Day breakfast and Valentine's Day lunch. I'm just chopping up these onion and scallion, and I didn't do a whole onion. I just had a piece remaining from something that I made, and I'm like, let me toss this in because everybody here don't like onion. So we don't want to put a whole lot in. So I'm just chopping up these, and my chicken is getting on its way. As I said, I'm just gonna let it saute and cook all the way through. That is it, and it was seasoned with my regular season that I use every day on here if you have been watching my channel from the beginning. So here my chicken is like almost there, guys, almost there. And so I added in my sausages, and yes, I had to taste it. I had to give it a taste, and it was good. So I'm just gonna let the simmering continue while it just cooks away. And then once I think I got it where I needed to be and where I got some char on the sausages, then I'm going to add in all of that onion, green onion, and bell pepper that I have chopped up. Okay, so what I did was remove the chicken and the sausage from the pan and then add in my veggies so I can get those sauteed and get the onion cooked too, because I didn't want them to be raw. So once my veggies have started to sweat and starting to cook, I'm gonna add back in my sausage and bell pepper and that orange sauce that I showed you guys. I've already poured it over the sausage and the chicken, and I've given that a good toss. So now they're coated in that same sauce. And once my veggies are cooked, I'm gonna add back everything to this pan, and that's it. That's our filling for our butternut squash cups. And as I said, God, guys, God, yes, God, you're welcome here. As I said before, I use shrimp. So you guys can also add shrimp or any protein that you guys like. These butternut squash are delicious by themselves if you wanted to try for a vegan option, because with all of that flavor, the onion powder, the garlic powder, and the brown sugar combined with the olive oil, that gives it such a its own taste and flavor. You won't even have to add the protein in. But that's it. It's all done, and we're gonna wait on our squash to get done. So here's my squash after it was basically roughly an hour at 375. And all of that sugar have become like a liquid in the cup part, and I'm using that to just spread over the rest of the squash, and we're gonna get ready to plate it all up. So stick around, guys, and I'm gonna actually do a taste test on the squash and show you guys that it is super yummy and super delicious. You can definitely have it by itself, or you guys can make, I've never made butternut squash spaghetti or noodles, I think that's what it's called. But that's the top part that I cut up and decided to add it in the oven. I gave it a quick taste and it was definitely delicious. There's the thumbs up. So stick around and watch me, guys, plate this up. So as you guys can see, I add the cheese in first so it could start to melt. So while you're digging in, you're getting that cheesy, gooey factor. I add some sour cream on top. You can add some cilantro, green onion, whatever works for you. But I just went ahead and add the sour cream and some more cheese. This was so delicious, guys. As I said, this is my second time making this recipe that I came up with, and I love it, and I'll definitely be making it again. But here we have the finished plated product. It was so yummy, and this is a good Valentine's Day dinner or date night dinner, or simply just make it for yourself on any regular occasion. So here am I giving a taste test. It is so yummy, so delicious, especially when you get into the actual cup part and you dig into it, then you see all of that gooiness of the cheese. The flavors were on point, the sweet, the savory, the spice. It was just so delicious. I hope you guys can give this a try and put your own spin on it. Definitely stick around. I'm going to add in my Valentine's Day breakfast and lunch also in this video. Look at that, guys. It was definitely delicious, as you can see. Check out these pictures and stay tuned for my breakfast and lunch Valentine's Day edition. So let's get into it, guys. So this was Valentine's Day lunch, chicken and waffle, and this was breakfast, grapes and sausage and all that lovely stuff. So this is my first time making crepes, so I didn't really video it. The first one that I put in the pot was starting to fall apart, but the flavor was definitely there. Stuck with it, and by the grace and mercy of God, we got some crepes. But if you go to my Instagram page, it's all there. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But this was Valentine's Day breakfast. Crepes, some sausage, some turkey bacon, fruit. And this is blueberry cream cheese. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it was so delicious, so yummy, so flavorful, and everybody enjoyed it. Now let's get into this. This is lunch, and it is definitely chicken and waffles. These waffles were cake batter, so it's actually a cake batter that I made and then turned them into waffles. They have turkey bacon on the inside. They were so moist that others had them without syrup or anything. I spread some of the blueberry cream cheese at the bottom. Just going in with my plating, strawberry, and then put in more of that cream cheese, blueberry cream cheese, topping it off with a blueberry. And then my wings were seasoned well and tossed in the air fryer. I didn't want all that oil, so I put them in the air fryer, and they were so juicy and delicious as well. If you stick around, you will definitely see. So that's the sauce. I said that was remaining that I put on my topping for my squash cups, and definitely drizzling some of that sauce on there. This sauce was made with sweet chili, sriracha mayo, blue cheese, honey, ketchup. It's definitely worth a try. So this is Valentine's Day lunch, chicken and waffles, which was so delicious, so moist and juicy full. Let's get into it. As I said, they were so fluffy and sweet because it's a cake batter, so they could be eaten without any syrup. I did drizzle some honey on mine. Let's get into this chicken. It was so good. It was so good, and I'm glad that I didn't fry it in the oil and just did the air fryer. Let's bite into it. Look at that, juicy, flavorful, and saucy. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'll definitely see you on the next one.